In today's video, we're going to be creating a sepia snowman card using colored pencils and Gamsol. Hi, I'm Stacy. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy and are inspired to create. First, we're going to go over to the supplies before we get into the card making. That's Picket Fence Studio, Snowman Else Like You. Then I have some Derwent drawing pencils in the color chocolate, sepia red, sanguine, I think that's how it's pronounced, brown ochre. Oh, and there might be a black ivory in there. I didn't have that written on my list, guys. We're going to use Gamsol. You're going to need a blending stump. Oh, this is Memento Rich Cocoa ink. You need a blending stump. A pencil sharpener so you have sharp edges on your pencils. Vintage Photo Distress ink. Ground Espresso Distress ink. And you're going to need a blending tool. That's a Hero Arts blending brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp this image out. Now, I bring in an ink that I don't have listed in the supplies because I had a dry ink pad. So don't worry about this ink. I stamp over it with the Memento Rich Cocoa ink. I probably could have kept restamping and restamping and restamping because there was ink in that pad, but if you have a MISTI, it's wonderful because if this happens to you and your ink pad's dry and you have a re-inker, you could re-ink it and go back in. You don't have a re-inker for that one. Or you could bring in a different ink like I did and ink it up. But I probably would have went with the lighter ink originally. But you know, I wasn't starting over. Even if it was the beginning, I wasn't wasting a piece of cardstock either. Right here, I'm just going to go in with the different shades of these pencils. I didn't keep track of which was which. I believe that is the sepia that I start with, though. And I just added the pencil lightly to the edges and blended them out with the blending stump. That is a cotton ball in an Old Spice container that I cleaned out and repurposed. And I pour the Gamsol on that cotton ball so it's moistened with the Gamsol. And then I got that idea from Sandy Alnuck. I don't have to worry about spilling my Gamsol. I've done it before. It will dry off your project, but it's waste. And, you know, the fumes aren't as strong because Gamsol doesn't really have a scent. So it's not smart to breathe this in for extended periods of time. Or, you know, and that's keeps the fumes down. Just make sure you're in a well-ventilated area because it is an odorless, I think, mineral. I think it's like a mineral oil. Not exactly sure, but you could use mineral oil. You could use baby oil to do this if you don't have it. And, you know, it'll work. If you don't have all these different colored pencils or even this brand, you can use whatever brand you have. You could even use one. I like this set of Derwent drawing pencils. I couldn't tell you where to get them. They were my mother-in-law's, and I inherited them when she passed. And she probably got them at Walmart. I think I've seen them at Walmart. I love these pencils. They are so pigmented, and they just color really well. But these are the only colors I have, sadly. Just keep blending and you can go in and add the darker colors. But like if you wanted to keep it really simple, use one color and blend it out. You'll be surprised what Gamsol can do to colored pencils. It makes a very beautiful look. It makes it, if one color and you blend it out, makes it look, it's so simple and it's very impactful. So try that, or even try it with a black colored pencil. That would be cool too. But I just went in and I layered them up. When you blend out with Gamsol and then you go to add in your next color or the same color, you're going to see when you add that color pencil over the top of it, it's already going to start to break down because it's still in the paper. And I've done it even, you know, hours later, a day later to go. And it, for whatever reason, it's kind of cool, but it can get frustrating too. So if that happens, don't get all freaked out. Just keep going. It starts to break it down as soon as you lay it on the paper. So it has a different look. So, and then I kind of went in with this lighter. I think that was the, let me look at my list here. I think that was the Sanguine. I think that's a Sanguine. I don't know how it's pronounced, which had like an undertone to it of orange. And so I did that on the earmuffs, and then I went in with some of the darker ones. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the scarf here. I believe on the scarf I started out kind of light, and then I came back in with some darker colors, and I really like that. So I think I do bring in that, it's called black ivory, because it's not like black. It is and it isn't. It's almost got a brown tone to it as well. And I just continue to darken those areas. And this guy should have already made an appearance on my channel. This stamp here with Distress Reinkers, because that one I'm going to release first. And then I wanted to come back with these colored pencils so that you guys, if I didn't already say this, this is the second time I'm doing this voiceover. For whatever reason, it didn't record. And it almost looks like it's not right now. So I certainly hope that it is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pause it here and check. Whew, it was. So this is my second time doing this voiceover. For whatever reason, it didn't pick it up. So if I repeat myself, I'm sorry. But yeah, I did this in the Distress inks. Now I'm doing it in the colored pencils because I like the way the Distress ink reinkers and watercoloring with those came out with this vintage sepia feel. And I will be coloring this guy up with Copics because that's my jam. That's what I love. Even though I started out with watercolors and started out with watercoloring with Distress inks, which is a lot of fun, guys. I kind of miss that. But I have to do it in Copics. I just have to. You're going to see this stamp make a reappearance on my channel, probably even after the Copic one. I really like this Snowman. It's pretty large. This card base is an A2. I did it previously on a quarter sheet of cardstock of watercolor, which was a 4.5 by 6. I could see him on a 5 by 7. I could see framing him up with like an oval die. I could see so many different things. So you're going to see this guy again. And I'll try to keep changing up the color medium for you, or colors. But I really liked the sepia feel, the vintage vibe. So I wanted to do it in color pencils, if I already said that. And then this is like a ochre color. I think this is that brown ochre. It kind of has a baby poop feel to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I said this before, but that's exactly what it reminds me of. So this voiceover just went to a weird place, but that's what it reminds me of. But I do go back in with another color because I didn't quite like that much of a contrast. I want it to feel like a vintage photo. I wanted it to feel like a black and white photo feels, but in the sepia tone. So I will go back in and add a little bit more shading, but I wanted the face to appear lighter, right? I did want some variation in the coloring. And in the Distress ink one I brought in different colors over the vintage photo color that I used in it. So just like these colored pencils in the place of it. Like I used black for the band, or a gray and a green and a red in the berries, and that's the only colors I brought in. But you could do that on this Snowman as well. You could go in with these colors, and if you wanted like these sepia brown colors, and you wanted it to have kind of that feel of when they colorize old black and white photos, but they only do it in certain areas, you could do that with colored pencils. Just try testing it off to the side and make sure you're going to like the way they layer up. And make sure you're using transparent colored pencils. So if you've got a very opaque colored pencil, you could go with that, roll with it and do that. But I think it would be cool to add some orange into the nose, right? A little bit of the green into the leaves and red, because I think that just adds a little bit more interest but I didn't do that with this one. This colored pencil has more of an orange feel, so I kept it to the nose, and I didn't add all the others to it. I just deepened some of the shadows on the nose with the other colored pencils because I did want it to read more orange. But if you did want the colorization in some of the areas, just like I said, go in with a colored pencil. Just test it. So here's where that part of the stamp to me that's a little weird, but I could go look at their examples on their website, or you can look on Pinterest, or you could just Google it and see what's out there on the internet to see how others are coloring it up. I just extended it down like it was part of the snowman, and when I ink blend, it kind of fades that away anyway. So if you have a stamp and you're struggling with that like I am, you know, there's some ideas for you. And now I'm going to go in and do the brim of the hat. That's not the brim of the hat. I keep calling it the brim of the hat. That's the band around the hat, you know, the hat band. And the little decoration there. I think it would be cool too if you wanted to add die cuts for a sentiment. I didn't add sentiment to this. You can always go back later. So if you don't have a sentiment, but you have like die cut words, or even if you wanted to stamp something out and add a strip on there, you can. I didn't. I liked that they look like old photos, but you could do that. And I may do that before I send them off. I may add a sentiment. Probably not, but I might. You could add snowflakes, die cut snowflakes to the top of it, you know, and kind of have them hanging off the side and trim them off. Those are some ideas for you to bring in. You could add a frame if you have. I think it would be cool to maybe do a pop of color with the frame and maybe pop it up on some foam tape. It's your creation. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the vintage photo, blending that out. Now, as I did this, I realized that the face was uber bright. Like, it was too bright, and if you want to avoid that, you could color this on ivory cardstock, and it would give a whole different feel too, more vintagey, or a light brown cardstock, and do the same thing. I like the little bit of the halo glow around him. Here is where I'm bringing in the ground espresso, and I'm darkening the edges, but then I'm going to take that brush with what ink it has on it, and I'm going to blend it some on the face and up into like the hat and other areas. But I wanted to tame down the brightness of that face because it was, you know, this has a very aged look, a very distressed look, and it was just too bright for the feel of the rest of the card. And then that's a Spectrum Noir clear glitter pen, and I'm just adding it to the eyes and the berries and the holly. You could add it to the entire thing or use spray glitter or whatever you want, or don't add it at all. I just thought it would give a little bit more interest, but here it is finished up. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.